All right, Who Dat Nation, Deshaun Watson trade watch continues. We'll get you caught up on the latest there. But if you want the Saints to trade for Deshaun Watson, subscribe now. If we get more subscribers, better chance he's going to come to New Orleans. That may or may not be confirmed science, but hey, that's what I was told. So get more subscribers, better chance of getting Deshaun Watson. And hey, sounds like they could be the favorite. So if you want more Saints news and rumors coverage throughout the offseason, hit that sub button and we'll get you caught up on everything surrounding Who Dat Nation. Welcome into Saints Now by Chat Sports. I am Harrison Graham. Like I mentioned, Deshaun Watson watch continues here on Wednesday, day 3 of NFL free agency, but all eyes are on the top trade candidate on the market. The Browns have emerged as a contender for Deshaun Watson. The Saints remain as the favorite, but the Falcons are in there. Who's the other team? The Panthers are in there. I mean, it's getting wild, but multiple reports continue to suggest that New Orleans is in front. Now, Cleveland's an interesting team to watch because it sounds like Baker Mayfield has already said goodbye. I don't think they're considered a favorite, so if they don't get Watson, they might have to get a whole different quarterback from Baker as well. Not sure if that'll be resolved, but as we circle back to New Orleans, here's the latest from Aaron Wilson, who sent this out last night. This is interesting as well. Saints players have been actively recruiting Deshaun Watson and would love to play with the 3-time Pro Bowl passer. Tyrann Armstead, who is a free agent, is waiting to see if Watson goes to New Orleans. So if Watson chooses the Saints, that means a good chance you keep Tyrann Armstead, your all-pro left tackle, as well. So that's obviously significant. But Deshaun Watson set to meet with the Falcons today as Watson watch continues. There's been some chatter. After that meeting takes place, then Watson could take a little bit of time and then make a decision, potentially as soon as today, but I would guess that this gets wrapped up sometime this week. Things are moving very, very quickly. You kind of look at the timeline of these meetings that have taken place. Saints and Panthers met with Deshaun on Monday. Cleveland met with him yesterday, and then he's set to meet with Atlanta today before, like I said, sitting down and likely making a decision. We'll see if some other teams get in the mix, but it sounds like it's these 4 for now. And by the way, a report dropped earlier today. All 4 of these teams have made contract offers, so they're ready to go. Obviously, that would come down to the Texans and, of course, Deshaun, as he has a no-trade clause. Here's all we know as well. Like I mentioned, those offers were extended before the meetings. All 4 are in. Houston's approved all of those offers, so it kind of sounds like Deshaun can just pick one of them and pick where he goes to with that no-trade clause. Atlanta had previously said they will restructure Matt Ryan. That may not happen. If they land Deshaun Watson, they would trade him in that sense, obviously. A move's going to happen soon for Deshaun, and obviously for Saints fans, I think, at least I assume, a lot of you guys would like to land the 3-time Pro Bowler. It's in his hands at this point. He's going to meet with Atlanta today, then he's going to make a decision. Like I said, maybe another team gets in the mix. There's been some chatter that he has interest in San Francisco, but they just don't have the draft capital to pull that off. They would have to trade multiple star players plus Trey Lance, and I don't know if the 49ers would go in that route. So I think it's down to these 4 teams because Seattle, it sounds like he's not interested in, and the Texans will not trade him in the division to the Indianapolis Colts. Now, obviously for New Orleans, Jameis Winston is still in the mix. He's still an option for the Saints if Deshaun decides to go in another direction. I think they probably have a contract waiting for Winston, and if they miss on Watson, they'll probably bring him back. That's just a guess, but I don't know for sure, obviously. We'll obviously see how that plays out. If Watson chooses another team, I would guess pretty quickly we'll find out if Deshaun Watson, if Jameis Winston is that fallback option behind Deshaun Watson. Who would you rather have? Pick one. Now, obviously, Watson's the better player, but it depends what everybody's moral compass is with these organizations, of course, if they're comfortable with Deshaun's status. Obviously, criminally, he's been cleared, still has the civil cases. But even more on top of that, you have to factor in the draft capital as well in the contract, whereas Jameis would obviously be cheaper. If you're comfortable morally, obviously, Watson's still the play, in my opinion, type 4 for him. If you want to go with Jameis Winston, not like he's got the cleanest sheet either. Type 2 for Jameis Winston. This is going to be fascinating for New Orleans over the next 24 to 48 hours. If there is a Deshaun Watson trade, we'll make a video for it. So help us get closer to 5,000 subscribers. And like we said off the top, if we get more subscribers, better chance that Deshaun Watson will choose the Saints. that is just science. Let's get to some other free agency buzz, the Saints free agency tracker here. Marcus Maye, this one came down last night, going to sign with the Saints on a 3-year deal. Marcus Williams has left to go to Baltimore, so Maye replaces Williams. Pretty interchangeable. Before Maye's Achilles injury, he was regarded as one of the top safeties in the NFL, especially among young players. Like we've mentioned with Winston, Armstead, also Quan Alexander. They remain available. I think a lot of those dominoes will fall once Deshaun Watson makes a decision. But Marcus Maye is on board. 3 years, $28.5 million contract, 15 of which is guaranteed. Less than $10 million per year, and it shouldn't expect 2023 comp pick for this one now that you've brought Maye on board. But you basically replace Williams for cheaper with a similar caliber player. Now, you coming off a major injury as Marcus Maye, but he was really, really good with the Jets the past couple of years that he did play. Should tie this note in as well. This means no Honey Badger. I mean, I guess they're a crazy scenario where he takes very little money to come to New Orleans, but that's not going to be the case. The safety market has been red hot for NFL free agents this year, and I would guess Honey Badger is going to want top dollar on that front. So Marcus Maye is going to end up being that guy instead, and we'll see where Honey Badger ends up signing in NFL free agency. You look at the last 2 years for Marcus Maye, obviously had the injury this year, but 11 pass breakups, 2 interceptions back in 2020. Good tackler, can play in the box, can play kind of that center field role as well. Had the injury last year, so can't really factor in his numbers from a year ago. But I actually thought when he was with Jamal Adams, he was at times a better player than him, and everybody got enamored with Adams, which ended up resulting in Seattle overpaying by a massive degree when they traded for him for a couple of first-round picks. So grade the signing, 3 years, $28.5 million. I think it's a pretty good deal, less than $10 million for a good safety on a market that's been red hot for guys that have been getting $12, $13, $14 million per year. This is a cheaper deal than Tyrann Mathieu probably would have gotten. Grade the signing A, B, C, D, or F. I'll give it a solid B. We'll see how he plays after the injury. By the way, Saints fans, if you want to follow me on Instagram for more NFL coverage, you can do so at HGramNFL. It's at HGramNFL. Slide in the DMs. Always down to chop up some Saints football. And also, producer Trace wants me to tell you guys, mailbag coming up soon, probably this weekend, so use hashtag Saints to get your questions in on the show, and we will answer as many of those as we possibly can. Hashtag Saints, and we'll get to all those questions on our next mailbag.